Don in London, hello. It's April 28th, 2010. My video is all about recovery from addiction to substance and behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol, so a recovering alcoholic or addict, depending on how you look at alcohol. It became a drug for me and was the most, I suppose, available drug for anyone. I suppose it does depend on what we call drugs. But I suppose it becomes a drug for me when it becomes an issue of dependence and then addiction. So I became dependent on alcohol and then became addicted to it 24/7. Sometime around about 2001, I would classify myself as completely addicted and 24/7 drinking. And I didn't know how to get out of it, and I had no clue. Every day got worse. And prior to that, there had been many hospital emergencies, and I've been in intensive care. Oh, all those things. So, one day at a time, in recovery, for some time, and making an attempt to make life work. I think I might start again. No, I won't start again. I was rambling there. Anyway, addiction to substance or behaviour. Yeah. Alcohol, behaviour, equally addictive, people, places, things, turned out to be work, relationships, and anything material. So there was something up with me, or down with me, at extremes, of up and down. And it was about trying to fix myself, trying to fix the way I felt inside, which was empty and unfulfilled. So a gap, and I never realised that the gap could be developed into something rather wonderful. That is, it was there for a good reason, to put good things in. So I understood what I was feeling, why, and what I could do about it, and how others were feeling, why, and what we could do together. So it comes down to how to love, be loved back, and useful in life, and find happiness and joyfulness if we can, and also sadness as life offers. Yes, it is about ups and downs, but not at extremes all the time, or trying to fix ourselves in some way in recovery. So what have I learned over the last few years? Well, simply to take life as it is, and then understand how I feel about it, and what I may do. So I have feelings which I come to understand, I reflect on them, and ask myself that question, like today, how am I feeling, why, and what can I do? And today has been a bit of a disruption this morning. I got up early, didn't feel quite right, wasn't sure about my blood sugars. I'm type 1 diabetic as well. One of the gifts of being alive long enough to get diagnosed with something else, and then something else again. So my blood sugars, it's good if they're 6.5, that's the average for most humans. 6.5 is the level which I'm looking for. And sometimes it goes a bit high, and like this morning it went down to 2, which is rather dangerous. So I had to do some corrective action which involved drinking a very sweet drink quickly, so I didn't go unconscious. But the problem is, when that happens, it's a near miss really, and a close call, because if I didn't really realise what was going on, and sometimes I don't, I could end up unconscious on my own, and the consequences of that are quite alarming, because if I haven't got enough blood sugar in my liver, or glucose in my liver to recover, then it's lights out permanently. So there are trials and tribulations in recovery. So do I feel resentful about it? No. I was reflecting, looking out the window, thinking, well, that was a close call. And it is, and somehow I don't fear it really, because if I'm living in the moment and I can do something about it, all well and good. But if I couldn't do something in the moment about it, I wouldn't know. So I can't worry about what has not happened. It may seem a bit strange, probably alarm my family to know that. But the point is, if I'm living in the moment of what is going on, and I ask myself that question, how am I feeling? I check my blood sugars and they're 2. I've got to act quickly, because if I don't, then it is lights out. So recovery is extremely important to me. Being sober, how would I manage diabetes? it's supposed to be self-managed, but I'm not too good at it sometimes. Partly because of another condition, clinical depression, and working out what is going on can be quite difficult. So recovery is of paramount importance. And in recovery, not a self-inflicted wound, type 1 diabetes, and not a self-inflicted wound, clinical depression, which was probably partly behind why I drank in the first place. So there can be loads of reasons, but the most important thing is to live in the moment of now, so we can do something about it. So if we're fretting about the future, we're missing the present, and if we're stuck in the past thinking, oh my God, why isn't it like it used to be, where I can enjoy my drinking? And the answer is, I never did, really. It put me at extremes of behaviour and trying to fix myself. So these days, the simple fix is not to fix, to accept powerlessness over alcohol and get on with life as best I can. So what helps me? A fellowship, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's full of unique, authentic people for whom I do not speak and never can, never will. I never want to. It's a fellowship of individuals who get together for one primary reason, a desire to stop drinking and then stay stopped, and then share experience, strength and hope. So I share here the AA preamble, which reads as this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any set, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety, and also make sure that we look after ourselves as best we can. So I will have to rest a bit because my head is a bit fried by starvation of blood sugars, or the right amount of sugar in my blood. Anyway, the daily reflections, this book always helps me when I'm feeling a bit out of sorts. It gives me something to chew on or reflect upon on a daily basis, and April is all about step 4, fearless moral inventory, and also about tradition 4. And it says here for April 28th, 2 magnificent standards. All AA progress can be reckoned in terms of just 2 words, humility and responsibility. Our whole spiritual development can be accurately measured by our degree of adherence to these magnificent standards. So humility and responsibility, which is about equality, understanding and being part of, and responsibility for sharing a message of experience, strength and hope. To acknowledge and respect the views, accomplishments and prerogatives of others, that is, to be able to accept where other people are, and to accept being wrong, shows me the way to humility, that is, accepting when I'm wrong. To practice the principles of AA in all my affairs guides me to be responsible. Honouring these precepts gives credence to Tradition 4 and to all other traditions of the fellowship. Alcoholics Anonymous has evolved a philosophy of life full of valid motivations, rich in highly relevant principles and ethical values, a view of life which can be extended beyond the confines of the alcoholic population. To honour these precepts, I need only to pray and care for my fellow man as if each one were my brother. And for me, that's extraordinarily important, because it's practicing these principles of living ethically, open, honest and willing, seeking the truth of now, and learning from the wisdom of other people, so I may be loved, so I may love others, and do something useful. So part of what I do is share information about what is AA on these videos, and it helps me understand where I am today. So the Serenity Prayer, which is always my guide when things are going right or wrong. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is always, for me, just for today.